Testing, testing. Dave, you there? Dave Hoppick.
Andrew, can you hear me?
Yep, thanks.
Thank you.
Well, everything was fine. And then all of a sudden, all those 3-lane roads came on.
Yeah, when I got off, I normally come in through the city, because it's only 5.5, 6 miles from me, but because I figured it would be like that, I decided to take the highway. So I hopped on 95 and then 395. I'm sailing along. It's great. I ran into the same problem.
As soon as I got, so 95 was fine. There was so I come off the I-16 and the merging lane was gone. But we didn't know that. So you had to, but that was the only problem until I got onto 395. And then it was just crazy because there were no, and then there was a
I take it that no one has objections, and so on that basis, all those in favor of approving the minutes signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. Let's proceed now to the consent agenda. The first item is Auction UR Energy LLC. The proposed motion is to grant the company a license. Came running down the hallway, excuse me, to grant the company a license to operate as an electricity supplier in Maryland, limited to broker services for the customer classes and service territories applied for and recommended by staff. Also to direct the company to provide marketing and training materials specific to its Maryland operations to the commission staff 30 days prior to utilization of the materials in Maryland, and finally to direct the company to notify the commission within 30 days of any changes to the information in the application. I'm going to take all three of the consent items together, so let me read the proposed motions for item number 2, Summit Infrastructure Group LLC. It is to note the filing. Item number 3, Dark Fiber and Infrastructure LLC. That is also to note the filing. The motion is to approve all three of those motions. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Please mark it as passed unanimously. So, I understand I'm just going to go through all of these, and I understand the two the Green Rider items are going to be taken together. So, item number 4, BG&E. The motion is to accept the proposed update to Rider 3 for filing to be effective with bills rendered in February of 2026. Staff.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Lily Tiska on behalf of staff. On December 31st, 2026, Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, BGE, filed Supplement 5 to PSC Maryland G9 Rider 3. The standby service price reflects the pipeline capacity cost for providing standby service. This is a voluntary service for Schedule C daily metered customers, which are typically large commercial and industrial customers. Standby service is a contractual agreement in which BGE agrees to provide a backup supply of natural gas if the customer's primary supplier should fail to make delivery. BGE must contract for the interstate pipeline capacity for the gas to be delivered to the BGE distribution system. The cost is passed on to standby service customers through Rider 3. The company proposed to increase the current standby service price from $0.1668 per therm to $0.1914 per therm. This price increase is caused by the fact that the estimated firm throughput increase is less than the increase in net costs, resulting in a higher cost per therm. According to Section 4-202 of the Public Utilities Article and COMAR 20.55.03.01, a public service company tariff shall include its schedule of rates and charges in regulated service. These rates shall be just and reasonable as required by Public Utilities Article Section 4-201. The Phase 2 settlement agreement in case number 8950 specifies the method to be used to calculate Rider 3. Staff has found that BGE has satisfied these requirements. Staff recommends the Commission accept BGE's proposed update to its Rider 3 for filing to be effective with bills rendered in February 2026. Thank you, and I'm available for any questions.
Questions? Seeing none, thank you very much.
Good morning, Chair Barve and Commissioners. Bev Sikora on behalf of BGE, and we understand completely about getting emails from legislators and regulators at 6:30 in the morning, so completely understood. We have no comments. Thank staff as usual for its thorough evaluation, and we're here for questions.
Questions for the company? Okay, seeing none, I can't remember if I did read the motion. The motion is to accept the proposed update. We'll do a roll call. McLean.
Aye.
Linton.
Aye.
Suchman.
Aye.
Hoover.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, unanimous among all present. Item number 5, BG&E. Also, the motion is to accept the proposed update to Rider 7 for filing to be effective with bills rendered in February 2026. Staff.
Good morning again, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Lily Tiska on behalf of staff. On December 31st, 2025, Baltimore Gas and Electric Company, BGE, filed Supplement 525 to PSC G9 Rider 7, including revised tariff pages. The company proposed to change current per-therm rate for the Gas Choice and Reliability Charges, GCRC, which is comprised of System Growth Capacity Costs and Gas Choice Program Costs. GCRC recovers capacity costs associated with system growth, the company's provider of last resort responsibilities, and other costs associated with the Gas Choice Program. BGE proposed to increase the GCRC from $0.0053 per therm to $0.0082 per therm for firm distribution customers, and from $0.0553 per therm to $0.1064 per therm for third-party suppliers. The proposed change will become effective for the 12-month period beginning with the February 2026 billing. Effective January 1st, 2025, retail suppliers were ordered to enroll new residential customers under a dual billing option under Maryland Senate Bill 1. Supplier drops have been significant, meaning there are fewer customers to recover costs from, driving some of this increase in GCRC. Staff has found that BGE has satisfied the requirements outlined in Section 4-201 and 4-202 of the Public Utilities Article, COMAR 20.55.03, 6.01 and the requirements outlined in the Phase 2 settlement agreement in case number 8950 regarding the calculation of Rider 7. Staff recommends the Commission accept BGE's proposed update to its Rider 7 for filing to be effective with bills rendered in February 2026. Thank you, and I'm available for any questions.
Any questions? Seeing none, Ms. Cora?
Yes, again, no comments, but we are here for questions.
Okay, in that case, are there questions? Okay. In that case, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner McLean?
Aye.
Commissioner Linton?
Aye.
Commissioner Sushman?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoover?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Unanimous among all present. Item number 6. Once again, BG&E, and the motion is to accept the proposed tariff language for filing with an effective date of February 1st, 2026. Staff?
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. David Hoppick on behalf of staff in compliance with order number 92106 regarding case number 9645 final reconciliation. BGE filed revisions to its electric rider 16 and gas rider 15 NYP adjustment, with the NYP adjustment rider rates effective February 1, 2026 through December 31, 2027. Additionally, the BGE proposed NYP adjustment rider rates address directives from order number 91659 regarding common trench costs and the 2021, which is the case number 9645 rate year 1, and 2022, which is the case number 9645 rate year 2, reconciliation calculation. Staff has confirmed BG's calculations. Staff recommends that the Commission accept the proposed tariff for filing with an effective date of February 1st, 2026. I'm available for questions.
Questions? Seeing none, thank you very much, Ms. Cora.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank staff for, jumping on this and getting its review done quickly. We wanted to get these rates in effect February 1st so that it would be a longer period over which to recover them, which was, helpful for customers. So again, thank you to staff for that.
Terrific. Questions? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. Commissioner McLean?
Aye.
Commissioner Linton?
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman?
Aye.
Commissioner Hoover?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries unanimously. We've been asked to take item number 7 and 8 simultaneously, so I'll read the motion. The first one, item number 7, is for PEPCO, and it is to accept the tariff revisions for filing with an effective date of, and this is the green rider rate, with an effective date of February 1st. The second, item number 2, DPL, Delmarva Power and Light, also the green rider rate, accept the tariff revisions for filing with an effective date of February 1st, 2026. Staff.
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. Paige Shaw on behalf of staff. On December 31st, 2025, DPL and PEPCO submitted proposed tariff revisions to their green rider rate to reflect up-to-date renewable energy credit market prices. The rider provides 100% renewable energy, and it is voluntary for the plug-in vehicle and residential plug-in vehicle rate schedules, and mandatory for the public charging plug-in vehicle rate schedule. The proposed rate is 0.01678 per kilowatt hour, which is a 10.5% decrease over the existing rate of 0.01875 per kilowatt hour. Staff recommends the Commission accept the tariff pages for filing with an effective date of February 1, 2026.
Questions? Seeing none, do we have somebody, that was only for the PEPCO?
That was for PEPCO and DPL.
And DPL, okay, I was mishearing that. Ms. Beckham.
Good morning, Chairman and Commissioners. Taylor Beckham here on behalf of Potomac Electric Power Company and Delmarva Power and Light Company. The companies have nothing more to add and appreciate staff's review. Thank you.
Questions? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote. Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman.
Aye.
Commissioner Hoover.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries unanimously. Item number 9, Potomac Edison Company. It's a request for a CPCN waiver relating to a transmission tap line at the Sage substation. The motion will be to grant the company's request for a waiver of the CPCN requirement under PUA 7207B4I to reconfigure the existing Dobbs Eastalco 230 kilovolt line 206 and Dobbs Lime Kiln 230 kilovolt line 207 to connect them to the Sage substation as described in the company's filing. Staff.
Good morning, Ms. Chair and Commissioners. Christopher Lowe on behalf of staff. On November 5th, 2025, Potomac Edison filed a request under PUA Section 7-207B4I for a waiver for the CPCN requirement to reconfigure two existing 230 kV transmission line to Dobbs Eastalco Line 206 and the Dobbs Limekiln Line 207, which allows the company to supply power to a data center complex on the Quantum Frederick Data Center campus in Frederick County, Maryland. Under PUA Section 7-207, a CPCN is required for overhead transmission lines designed to carry more than 69 kV. Section 7-207B4I directs the Commission to waive this requirement for construction related to the existing overhead transmission line if the Commission finds that the construction does not require the company to obtain new property or additional rights of ways through eminent domain and does not require larger or higher structures to accommodate increased voltage or larger conductors. This project will extend Line 206 and Line 207 into Sage 230 kV substation, and then back out to reconnect to the existing lines. In total, 9 new structures will be installed, and 8 existing structures will be removed. The company states that the Sage substation, will serve the data center load only, and there are no non-data center load planted at that substation. On cost and bill impacts, Potomac Edison estimates the capital cost for the Sage project of approximately $29.1 million, including about $9.1 million for the 230 kV line work, $18 million for the Sage substation, and about $2 million for the relay and telecoms work. The company estimates that approximately $64.4 million of network transmission capital will be borne by the APS load, of which about $13.7 million is expected to be assigned to Potomac Edison Maryland retail customer, and roughly $8.6 million to Maryland residential customers in present value terms. The company projects a small reduction in the APS net rates and a decrease of about 11 cents per month in the transmission components of the bill for the residential customer using 1,000 kilowatt hour per month. Staff will view this bill impacts as illustrative and dependence on future PJM cost allocation and realized load. But they suggest that the project is not expected to impose a large incremental burden on the residential customers on per bill basis. After review, staff concludes that the statutory requirements for the granting a waiver under PUA Sections 7-207B4I are met. The project addresses significant planning and reliability concerns associated with the several hundred megawatts of new data center load at a single campus. Staff also finds that while the purpose of this project is to accommodate a customer-driven data center load growth at the substation, the network 230 kV configuration is more robust than the radio arrangement and provide meaningful bulk system reliability benefits. Staff therefore recommends that the Commission grant Potomac Edison's request for the waiver of the CPCN requirement under PUA Section 7-207B4I to reconfigure the Dobbs Eastalco's 230 kV line 206 and Dobbs Limekiln 230 kV lines 207 to reconnect them to Sage substation as described in the company's filing. Thank you.
Thank you. Questions? Commissioner Suchman.
Good morning. So this is phase 3
Yes.
of the Sage substation, and I believe we actually have approved phases 1 and 2 under CPCN waiver for those. Had they been combined, as opposed to just, one after another, would they still have qualified for the CPCN waiver?
Yeah, I believe so, but this substation is to serve both phase 1 and 2. So if they combine together, I don't know. I think depends on the timing of the project. That's why they have filed separately.
But I just want to make sure they're not filing separately to avoid having to obtain a CPCN. So it's not, and perhaps when we get to Potomac Edison, they can respond to that. The 8 million allocation to residential customers, the company is claiming that the addition of this project is going to cause downward pressure on the NITS rate, so that residential customers will actually benefit from the addition of the project. So as opposed to having an additional cost burden put on them, they're actually going to get some benefit. Did you actually? That's what the company said, but did you separately do calculations to make sure that that was correct?
Good morning, Mr. Chair and Commissioners. Drew McCall on behalf of staff. Yeah, so, and this, we've heard this, we did check the calculation. And it's not necessarily surprising, because obviously these costs aren't being fully allocated to PE, it's being allocated to APS zone. And so it's just really, are you expected to get more incremental revenue versus the increase in rate base? And in this case, they are slightly. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And in your question, this is your staff data request. You added the caveat, assuming the project is the only change.
Yeah.
What did you mean by that?
So, so these calculations can be hard to make because obviously there could be other changes in other utility. Obviously, PJM is, region-wide, so there could be another change in a just say a West Virginia utility that affects PE's transmission zone, the APS transmission zone. So it's just a way to calculate it to say, all else being equal, it's essentially what we were asking. What would this project's impact be on rates?
Okay.
So it's just a way to try and silo it because there could obviously be other things that happen outside
All right.
of this.
Thank you. That's all I have.
Sure.
Any further questions? All right, we'll proceed to the company.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Robin Leone with Saul Ewing on behalf of the Potomac Edison Company. And we also would like to thank staff for their analysis in this regard. We know this was a complicated project.
Could you pull the microphone down just a tad?
Sure.
Thank
Does
you.
that help?
Yes, it
Okay.
does.
In terms of our availability today, to answer questions, I do apologize in advance. Mr. Zuka intended to be here, but has the flu. And we also intended to have someone from transmission planning, but their flight was canceled. So I do have with me Travis Turner, who is an engineer on the project, and we are available to answer your questions.
Questions? Commissioner Suchman.
Okay, so I guess my first question is, had the three phases been combined and you applied to the commission for a CPCN waiver, would that have met the waiver conditions?
I think the conditions are the same regardless of the timing. There's no eminent domain involved. Almost all of this is happening on either substation property, Potomac Edison right-of-way, or in this case, the customer has provided additional right-of-way. So there's no question of eminent domain. And in terms of the heights of the structures, they're not at all related to things like size of conductors. They're just,
Okay. In response to one of staff's data requests, you spoke about the 576 megawatts that are currently planned that would be supported by the SAGE substation project, correct?
yes.
Okay. And then you referenced 1,400 megawatts that are under study or planned. Do you have a sense of what would be required to support that 1,400 megawatts in terms of system build-out?
Have you done the calculations yet?
I mean, that would be a question for transmission planning. And he is on, I believe he's watching the proceedings, so he may be able to give us some information. But I think, generally speaking, these are customer driven. So the data center has customers, and then those customers may become utility customers. So we're sort of last in line to learn about what's going to be happening. I think.
So they haven't applied to you
No.
at this point?
No, there's no contract.
Okay, and then you haven't sort of done any initial calculations on what would be required to provide for that load?
Oh, I think there's also the question of which, which substation might be involved. I think there are 3 in the area, so it could very well be that Potomac Edison is not involved at all. If it's SAGE related, we would certainly be involved. I think it just depends on where. It's a very large campus, so I think there are a lot of variables there. Okay, he's typing up a reply as we speak. If there's something else that I can help with while we wait.
Well, if yours, I'm just sort of interested in sort of next steps and next stages. So to the extent you have, sort of additional information that you learn, I mean, that would be something that if you can provide that to the commission, that would be useful.
I think we should have, with the commission's indulgence, within a couple of minutes, we should be able to give you a more robust answer. So it looks like we are planning for potentially 2 substations and some other work on the system.
Okay, so 2 new substations.
Yes.
Okay.
And that would be for the future loads on the campus, but it would not be, again, there's nothing under contract. The studies have not been completed, so we don't know the timing on that.
Okay. All right. That's all I have. Thank you.
Commissioner McLean.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. In terms of the projected or the estimated decrease that's going to result, that's not going to occur until the project is placed into service and the load you expect materializes. Is that fair to say?
Yes, I believe so. The downward pressure does not actually happen until that customer is in the mix and
Okay.
paying for their load use.
When that customer in the mix, when do you have a good feel as to when that customer will be in the mix?
I'll defer to Mr. Turner
Sure.
on that.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Travis Turner, engineer, First Energy Service Company. To answer your question, we do not know when all the customers will be online. We know when the substation will be anticipated to be in service, which is this May for phase 1 and 2, and December of 27 for phase 3. So it'll be dependent on the customer when they can build their data centers and go online for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
I'm not going to ask. Any further questions? Linton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning. So, in response to both Commissioners Suchman and McLean, you noted that this was phase 2 and there's phase 3. How many phases are we talking?
So right now, this is actually for phase 3.
Okay.
Which would be the one that would be completed, the work on the substation would be completed in December of 2027. So, again, there's no contracts for anything further at this point. So again, it's customer dependent and it's data center customer dependent first. When is the data center getting customers, and then when are they coming to Potomac Edison to become a utility customer? So, at this time, we don't have that information.
I'm not sure if you can answer this or not. Are you sure that the data center is actually going to be built?
I believe it's being built.
It's being built. Okay.
Is that correct? Yeah.
Okay. So it's in progress then.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. It didn't sound like it was ready.
Well, so the substation work for phases 1 and 2 will be completed this May 2026.
Okay.
And at that time, whatever customers are involved in those phases, again, as Mr. Turner said, dependent on when they become ready to connect and to start, needing energy, the substation will be ready. The upgrades will be ready. So, but yeah, we don't have the details on how they're doing with their construction project.
Does staff want to add anything?
If I could just interject on your question,
Certainly.
Commissioner Linton. So it's our understanding the customers have signed a major project agreement, and if they back out, they have to pay for the costs.
Okay.
If they don't develop.
All right, well, that's
Yeah.
what I was wondering about.
Of the customers that are known, I think you were asking about future phases, and that's the part that we don't know. But the ones that are under contract do have master project agreements with them.
Oh, refreshing, an actual data center that is not a phantom. Any further questions for staff or the company? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a roll call vote on the motion, which I will not reread. So, Commissioner McLean.
Aye.
Commissioner Linton.
Aye.
Commissioner Suchman.
Aye.
Commissioner Hoover.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. The motion carries unanimously. Unless there are any other items,